I have my training camp, I have a Beev fight, and then we will see. Just talks. If we need to do some fight, he doesn't need to talk with the media, he needs to talk to Eddie Hearn.
Dmitry Bivol has finally responded to Canelo Alvarez calling him out for a potential rematch. Canelo, who recently defended his belts with a routine victory over Edgar Berlanga, has stated that a second crack at the elite operator from Russia is the only matchup that will add to his already substantial legacy, despite being chased by the likes of David Benavidez and Terence Crawford. He went one step further by telling ESPN's Mike Coppinger that he wants Bivol next if he gets past Beev. When I spoke to Canelo yesterday, he told me he wants Dmitry Bivol next, providing he beats Artur Beterbiev on October 12th. Bivol, who won the first match by unanimous decision, has now responded to the call-out via Boxing News. No, I'm not surprised because he was mentioning it before. I don't think about the rematch at all. I have my training camp and the Beterbiev fight, and then we will see. It's just talks. If he wants to do a fight, he doesn't need to talk to media, he needs to talk to Eddie Hearn.
What did you make of his performance against Berlanga?
It was good fight. I didn't see it full, to be honest, because I was in my camp. But I saw a couple of episodes, and he was good. Berlanga was bigger, and his boxing skills is better, of course, than Berlanga.
Bivol went on to praise Canelo's performance against Berlanga. Dmitry Bivol is only focused on Artur Beterbiev, despite constant speculation linking him to a rematch with Canelo Alvarez. In another interview, Bivol has spoken about his former rival as he gets ready for his upcoming showdown. After my fight against Canelo, I was available for a rematch, but he chose a couple of other fights, said Bivol when speaking to IFL TV. Then we realized that we needed to move forward. Now I've moved forward. I have my own way. If we cross each other, I will give him a rematch. But now, I'm focused only on October 12th. The WBA light heavyweight champion Bivol has been one of two dominant forces in the division for some years now, beating every top contender who looks to challenge the throne. On the other side is Artur Beterbiev, who holds the remaining 3 titles and has knocked out each opponent he has faced. The pair are finally set to battle it out for 175 supremacy, the winner becoming the first undisputed champion in the division since Roy Jones Jr. Should Bivol win, he has been called out for a high-profile rematch by Saul Canelo Alvarez, the current unified super middleweight who tasted defeat for only the second time in his career when he moved up to challenge Bivol in 2022. Bivol comfortably beat Canelo, and the Mexican was gutted in the aftermath. Canelo added on his loss to Bivol, "I wasn't 100% physically speaking. My hand wasn't 100%. I couldn't train 100%, Canelo said about the loss over a year on, while speaking to Hugo Sanchez Presenta. A week before the fight, I suffered a rib injury during training. I shouldn't have fought. That defeat is still a pain in my heart. I still haven't gotten over that moment. It affected me deeply because I shouldn't have lost. I am simply better than him." Since then, Canelo soundly beat an aging Gennady Golovkin by unanimous decision in their trilogy fight, and he followed up with another points victory over Britain's John Ryder in what was Canelo's first fight in his home country of Mexico since 2011. But a rematch with Bivol has eluded Canelo, even though he is clearly desperate to make this blip on his record. However, Canelo Alvarez easily prevailed on Mexican Independence Day weekend with a unanimous decision win over Edgar Berlanga on Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Now, fans are eager to witness the two undefeated fighters Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol on Oct 12. Canelo recently revealed that he is keen to move back up in weight to avenge that loss and believes it's the only fight that can add to his legacy. Right now, there's not much people left. I fought everybody. Bivol is one of the guys I'd have my rematch with to add to legacy. Like I say, if he wins 175, undisputed. When speaking previously about the fight, Canelo tipped Bivol to get the victory, with his in-and-out footwork holding the key. I think if Bivol has the condition and good game plan to go there, in and out, and do all these things, I think he wins. However, in a more recent interview with Fight Hub TV, Canelo now believes it's a 50-50 contest, and gives Beterbiev every chance of getting his hand raised. No, I don't plan to travel to watch it. This is a 50-50 fight between two very accomplished fighters. Bivol is going to have a very tough opponent in front of him. It's going to be a good fight. Lyndon Arthur, who has spared Beterbiev before, states that Bivol has the boxing skills, but Arthur's power is something he has to look out for.
I just want to ask you, obviously, as a man who shed the ring of Dmitry Bivol, he's facing Artur Beterbiev now. What's your thoughts on that undisputed match?
Well, I used to think Bivol was I still think Bivol was the best. Bivol was elite, but now I've seen that, and I felt Bivol doesn't hit as hard as what I think he needs to keep Beterbiev off. I've sparred Beterbiev. I know how hard Beterbiev hits in 16 ounces. I wouldn't like to take them shots in 10 ounces. Not for as long as that, anyway. as a 12-round fight, and I don't know, man. Bivol's a boxer through and through, and he'll be happy to stay in there and box his head off if it can be done. But I'm excited for that fight. I'm sitting on the fence.
The winner of the fight will be the first light heavyweight undisputed champion since Roy Jones, a division that has always enjoyed the presence of thrilling fighters, not least Jones, as well as the likes of Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Speaking to Boxing News, Kovalev, who won 3 of the 4 major belts in his prime, called the fight close, but backed Bivol due to his movement. It's difficult to make any predictions, but I lean more to Dmitry because Dmitry has legs to jump forward and back, forward and back. Movement decides a lot in boxing. It's a Russian saying, the legs feed the wolf. Blair Cobbs is expecting Artur Beterbiev to be too powerful when he collides with Dmitry Bivol later this year. Bivol is likely to represent his toughest test to date, but Cobbs, a contender at welterweight, is expecting him to get the job done. Artur Beterbiev has unbelievable strength and power. I don't know how Bivol is going to be able to fight somebody like that, said Cobbs when speaking to pro boxing fans. I don't see Bivol being able to survive something like that, but it will be very interesting. Bivol could land too many punches on Beterbiev, mess around, and start piling on points. That's going to be a very exciting fight. It's going to be worth looking at. I can't wait to see that one. Roy Jones Jr. believes that Dmitry Bivol holds a slight advantage ahead of his huge undisputed battle against Artur Beterbiev later this year. Jones Jr., a former light heavyweight champion himself, has identified several factors why Bivol should be considered the favorite.
No. Not 50-50. One, Beterbiev is 38 years old. Beterbiev has been down.
Yes.
Bivol has never been down. Bivol been in there with who at the time was pound the best, which was Canelo Alvarez. Made him look like nothing. So I'm not saying it's 50-50. Beterbiev got everything to show me to bring it back up to 50-50. Right now, Bivol has the advantage 60-40. Now, Beterbiev is a hell of a guy and a hell of a fighter and has an awesome power, but he also has been down.
Speaking to Sean Zittel, the recently crowned WBC interim light heavyweight champion, and first in line for the winner, David Benavidez, broke the fight down based on his experience sparring Bivol and being in with former Beterbiev opponent, Oleksandr Gvozdyk. In a surprising twist, it's Bivol, who has had 1 stoppage in his last 10 fights. He discusses doing the hurting. They're both extremely talented fighters. 2 different types of fighters, though. Bivol is a boxer. He moves around a lot, but he's solid. Beterbiev is a train. He just comes at you and takes shots to give shots. So what I'm looking at for this fight is, Bivol has the power to hurt Beterbiev, because Beterbiev has been hurt by Oleksandr Gvozdyk. I've sparred both and Bivol cracks harder than Oleksandr. It's going to be a really interesting fight. I think if Bivol stays on his feet the whole night, uses his jab, and then when they exchange he stands his ground, I think he has a really good chance of winning. He further added, but also, when Beterbiev gets his engine going, that train. He has, 19 fights, 19 knockouts. It's 50-50. A great fight. Oleksandr Gvozdyk is another boxing star who had harsh words for Artur Beterbiev after being overwhelmed in their fight. Like Joe Smith Jr., he is also supporting Dmitry Bivol in this upcoming bout. Beterbiev's recent injury has disappointed many fans and left some boxers questioning whether this might be his final fight. One of those wondering is Gvozdyk, who pointed out, Beterbiev is starting to fall apart and getting injured pretty often. He's not a young guy, and it's not a joke anymore. He's almost 40 years old. He's been fighting since he got out of the crib. He's had many injuries and many wars. You never know what kind of Beterbiev we're going to see, especially after his latest serious injury. Zhilei Zhang says Beterbiev will KO Bivol. In an interview with Boxing Scene, Zhilei Zhang gave his prognosis about the potential fight. They're both great fighters, but Beterbiev will hurt him and probably end this fight with a knockout. I think Beterbiev's power will overwhelm Bivol's in-and-out footwork and his skill set. I think Beterbiev is just way too strong. It may be recency bias, but most fighters and boxing experts seem to be favoring Beterbiev over Bivol at this moment in time. Joe Smith Jr., a boxer who has faced tough setbacks against both Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, had a somewhat competitive match with Bivol, even managing to knock him down. However, his fight with Beterbiev turned into one of the most difficult nights of his career. Despite this, Joe maintains that Bivol is the superior fighter overall. In a recent interview with Themistoti, when asked which opponent was more challenging, Joe expressed this belief.
You know, in my opinion, I felt Bivol was, the tougher fight for me. He's all-around fighter, but both fighters are very skilled. Beterbiev, he's very accurate with his punches. He hits you where he wants to. But, I would be looking forward to seeing the two of them fight. But
Trainer Robert Garcia has tipped Dmitry Bivol to earn a decision over Artur Beterbiev on October 12th. Garcia, the lead trainer at Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, recognizes that it's a tough call between the Russian two best fighters and the world's top two light heavyweights. "I can't wait for that one, man," Garcia told Fight Hub TV. "That's going to be a fight that's hard to pick the winner. I lean towards Bivol by decision. I just think he's got that style that he's not going to allow Beterbiev to get in. I don't know. I just think Bivol will push it up and earn a decision win." He added, "I also wouldn't be surprised if Beterbiev hurts Bivol and knocks him out, because that guy has so much power that he could knock anybody out." Mark Ramsey believes that Dmitry Bivol may have intentionally delayed the fight, hoping that time would catch up with Beterbiev and he would start to show signs of aging. However, Ramsey pointed out that instead of slowing down, Beterbiev has only improved over time. "It's going to be a very important fight. There is nothing personal here for Artur. He just wants to beat the guy in front of him, and at the end of the day, he just really wants to win. This is his main thing. He is just very competitive. He is always training and in the gym. We've just been waiting and waiting. They are hoping that one day Artur is going to get old, but he is just getting better and better." Eddie Hearn also praised Artur Beterbiev, emphasizing that Dmitry Bivol has never encountered a fighter quite like him. Hearn pointed out that Bivol is considered the underdog in this matchup and described Beterbiev as being so exceptionally tough that it's akin to facing someone who seems almost superhuman.
It's just like you're fighting a guy that's not human. You know, he's not breathing. Every shot hurts. Even in the clinches, you see how strong he is. I'm not sure I've seen anything like it before, really. It's like it's not right. It's just like it's an unfair advantage.
Albert Ramirez believes that the fight will be a 50-50, but bets on Beterbiev to win by knockout. He stated, "For me, it is a 50-50 fight on paper. I know how Artur trains personally, and I've heard Bivol is always doing good training. But if I do have to put money on the fight, I will have to say that Artur will win by knockout." So, what do you think about this? Should Bivol focus on Artur Beterbiev or Canelo Alvarez rematch possibility? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.